Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Welsknight's Realm. And today's episode is gonna be kind of bittersweet in some ways, because I have decided to essentially end Welsknight's Realm, which is gonna come as a huge surprise to a lot of you, and I want to talk in this episode about why that is. I've got shaders running for this one, since it's a special occasion. I will put a world download in the description, of course, so you guys can come and check out the world for yourself. But I want to talk a little bit about why I have decided to end Welsknight's Realm. And because when I initially started Welsknight's Realm, the idea was basically to have this be the kind of penultimate world where this is where we would be all the time. Actually, I don't want to ride this horse. This horse is ugly. Diamond horse. There we go. So, the goal here was to basically have this be the final vanilla world, and we would just continue playing in this world, basically forever. However, I made a couple of really kind of large mistakes when I started this world, and they are mistakes that really can't be rectified. I can't fix them. And I will tell you, and I want to talk a little bit about those, and then explain what we're going to be doing going forward. Now, this is not the end of a vanilla single-player series on my channel. There is going to be another vanilla single-player series that will be starting. It's going to start Friday, and we're going to be actually in the new 1.10 snapshots. And it will be a lot of fun, and I've got some really big plans for it, and it will be great. But the reason that I'm ending Welsknight's Realm, as I said, I made some mistakes when I started this series. First of all, one of them was the name. Welsknight's Realm is what I called it, and there's been a lot of confusion over the time that I was here, or that the series has been going on. There's been a lot of confusion about whether or not this is a Minecraft Realms world. In other words, if it's a server that people can come and join and things, and it's not. So I really want to change the name because of that, because this is not a Realms server, and I want to avoid that confusion. Welsknight's Realm was just kind of the name that I decided to call the series, and to be fair, I believe the series itself started before Realms was actually added to Minecraft, so that's a thing. Let's see if my horse dies. Please don't die, horsey. Pretty please? I know in a lot of versions you need... No, we're good. Okay, awesome. Let's go this way. In a lot of... so confusion is a big one. Welsknight's Realm. I want to change the name of the series, and I don't actually know what I want to call the new series yet. The first episode will probably be just something horribly uncreative, like Welsknight plays Minecraft, or Minecraft 1.10 single-player survival, or something like that. But that's because I want to see your suggestions and maybe use one of those suggestions if I like it. I'm thinking something along the lines of like Tales of Minecraftia, or giving it some sort of name, giving like the whole world like some sort of fantasy type name, or something along those lines. I haven't really decided yet. But please, if you have suggestions for what to name the new series, what to name the new world, all that kind of stuff, by all means, let me know. Mesa, yes. We're just kind of riding around the world so I can talk about some of this kind of stuff. So the name was a big part. Another big part of it is the way that I kind of laid out the world when I started wasn't really the brightest. I want the world, the final world that I'm going to be playing in basically forever, I want that world to be interconnected and to have different regions and villages and towns and things like that are all, I don't want to say close together, but I want to say interconnected. And in this world, I'll be completely honest, I don't even know where half of these villages are in the real world. Like this portal right here, that was, no, horsey, out. Save the horse. Whew. I don't want to lose this horse. Don't wander into the portal, horsey. That would be a bad idea. Anyway, so this is kind of where we started. This is Spawn. I think Spawn itself is like kind of over there, or maybe it's over here more. Either way, it's somewhere in this general vicinity. And this was our spawn area. But then once I started, I built this little starter house, and then I went off exploring, and I found some new regions to work in, and all that kind of stuff, which is awesome. But unfortunately, that means that I know how to get to everything through the Nether, but I don't actually know where the cities are in the overworld. Well, guess we're going down to the mines. In the overworld in relation to each other. Oh, I totally forgot this was even here. Huh. My early game mines. Anyway, and I want to avoid that. I want the villages and cities to be a little bit closer to each other and all connected in the overworld through paths and roads and things like that. I want it to be so you don't actually have to go into the Nether at any point to get to anywhere within the world, with maybe a couple exceptions. So that's another reason that I want to kind of restart. What I've basically decided on is that Welsknight's Realm is essentially going to have been a dry run, a practice run for... Did my horse end up in the Nether? No, we're over here. Although I don't know if this horse gets stuck. Are you going to get stuck, buddy? No, he shouldn't. He shouldn't, because there's no other walls here. Hopefully he won't get stuck in the portal. Please don't kill my horse. No, we're good. We're safe. We're alive. Okay. So essentially what I've decided is that Welsknight's Realm is going to be a dry run for the new series, which will be the final series. That one will be the final vanilla Minecraft series. I also made some decisions that, in retrospect, were kind of questionable with the other series. Between episode 1 and 2 of that series, I did like 3 or 4 hours of off-camera work, something like that. I don't remember. It was a long time ago now, but it was a while. And I basically went from having built a starter house to having full diamond gear and enchantments and all that kind of stuff. Pretty much between the first and second episodes, and I lost a lot of people between episode 1 and 2. There was a lot of people who watched episode 1 and loved it, and then they watched episode 2 and went, what? And they just quit. They just stopped watching the series. And it's not uncommon on YouTube to kind of lose viewership, the longer a series goes on, but there was a very significant drop between episode 2 and 3, way more than usual, and it was basically because I decided to do so much work off camera between those 2 episodes, and I didn't show any of it. I didn't do any, cuts, I didn't do any time lapses, I didn't do any of that kind of stuff. I just basically ended episode 1 with my starter house, and then suddenly had diamond gear and stuff the next episode. And that was a mistake. I don't want to do that for the next episode, or for the new series, because, it's the final Minecraft world. I think we should document some of that early game progression and stuff like that. I don't want to spend, 10, 15 episodes getting to better gear. I don't want to do everything on camera. But I certainly do want to document at least a little bit, even little snippets of it, just so people don't get completely, confused as to, man, where'd you get all these diamonds? Where did the gear come from? How did you are cheating, sir. That's what's going on. And of course I wasn't, but I can certainly see why people would think that, because they didn't really realize just how much time I spent off camera, doing stuff between the episodes. But finally, and absolutely most importantly, this is all of those mistakes are remedied, or can be remedied. Well, maybe not the what I did between episode 1 and 2 thing, That's not really something I can fix per se, but it's something I could live with, and that wouldn't really bother me. Most importantly is when I started this world, I essentially started with a random seed. That's it right there. Random seed. Didn't do any real research into what the seed would be, or any of those kinds of things. And that is without a doubt the biggest mistake that I made in creating this world. A lot of the resources I have not been able to find. Like I have yet to find an Ice Plain Spikes biome, and we're I think this is the 90th episode of Welsknight's Realm or something insane like that. There's a lot of the terrain I'm not really a huge fan of in some areas. So essentially, I'm really not happy with the seed for a long-term world. I really can't see myself playing on this seed for, another 5 years or or 10 years or however long it is that I continue to, do YouTube and continue to play Minecraft. I really can't see myself playing in this seed, in this world, for that long, because I'm really not happy with the seed, and, that's basically the one thing that I can't change. I can't change the seed in the middle of the series, unfortunately. So that is without a doubt the biggest reason that I am changing to a new series and essentially starting over. That's really the big one. And I do have a new seed picked out. It's got all of the biomes within 2,000 blocks of spawn. The terrain is gorgeous. It's going to be amazing, and, really no complaints with the new seed. It's got everything I need within 2,000 blocks of spawn, but it still looks really good, and, I think we'll be able to do some really cool stuff with that, because essentially what I want to do is I want to have different towns and villages, very much like we did in Welsknight's Realm, but each village will kind of be in its own biome and area, and each village will kind of follow its own theme. So when you have all the biomes in relatively close proximity, 2,000 blocks is not very far. In this world, I have probably traveled 10, 20,000 blocks in every direction and not found some of the things that I'm looking for. But 2,000 blocks, that's not far at all. And there's some really cool stuff there, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. We'll have everything from, your typical plains and savannas to deserts to mesas to, we might even build something in the Ice Plain Spikes biome, which would be really cool. Maybe build like a little igloo village or something. I don't know. But that's kind of the big thing. The seed was without a doubt the biggest one, and that is why I am changing and restarting the series. But I do need suggestions for the name of the world. This is such a cool little inn. Real simple, but just beautiful. Needs a bed. Needs a bed in here. Oh, no, it's got a bed in there. But that's the big one. Now, there's probably some questions that you have in regards to this. So, first and foremost, yes, I know there are some unfinished projects in this world, probably a couple of them. And that's just kind of the nature of the beast. Whenever you end a Minecraft world, odds are there's almost always going to be unfinished projects, or at least if you're me. Because what I like to do is I like to juggle, several different projects at once. That way I don't get, I don't get too bored of one. I don't get burned out. Variety is the spice of life, they say. So yes, our giant marketplace, our bazaar over there, not completed. Did some work on it while I was kind of toying around with the idea of restarting the series. We got some work done on like the domes and stuff like that. As you can see, I've got the domes kind of laid out, but they're not finished, and it honestly never will be finished. But as I said, world download. So if you guys want to come here and finish this and then send me screenshots on like Twitter and Facebook and stuff, that'd be super cool. I'd love to see what you do with the bazaar here, because I'm not going to finish it, unfortunately. other things that are going to have to translate over in some form. Hall of Patrons. I'm going to have to get everyone who's in the Hall of Patrons moved over to a new location in the new world. I'm going to have to rebuild the Hall of Patrons, and I am not amazingly happy with the design that I went for in this world's Hall of Patrons. Like, it's all right. It's not bad, but I think I can do a lot better. So I want to do that as well. I want to remake the Hall of Patrons after I kind of get settled into the new world and, get the proper resources and stuff. I want to remake the Hall of Patrons and rebuild it bigger and better than ever. Anyone who is a patron will still get, it will be re-added essentially to the new Hall of Patrons, and anyone who becomes a new patron will obviously be added as well. Some of these houses are named after specific patrons based on how much they pledge, like these fine individuals right here. They will get houses rebuilt for them in the new world as well, just as before. So if you are a patron and you have your pledge, basically gets you something built within the world, don't worry, I won't forget about you. We're still, doing all that kind of stuff. I'm going to be rebuilding everything over time. It is obviously going to take some time though, so please, keep that in mind. And essentially what I want to do in the new world is I really just kind of want to lay out everything smarter. I want to plan it a little bit more. I want to make sure that I have all the necessary resources available to me. I want to play out with the new 1.10 stuff because, man, some of that stuff looks amazing. I am so excited for bone blocks. You have no idea. I think I love the color of bone blocks. I think it's going to fit with my building style amazingly well. So I'm really excited about that. The bone blocks are going to be fantastic. And they shouldn't be too hard to get either. It's just basically bone meal into blocks. So we should be able to get those pretty easily. And I'm thinking we're going to use that for some really cool stuff in the new series. But that's pretty much the summary. I don't know. I don't really think there's anything else. I mean, we kind of did a tour of the world, I think it was like a couple episodes, like an episode or two ago, something like that, very recently. So I'm not going to do a whole world tour to finish it all off, but I did want to kind of bring the series to a close and explain, what happened to Welsknight's Realm. Welsknight's Realm is essentially being reborn in a nutshell. We will have a new world, we will have a new journey together, and this was basically a practice run. Welsknight's Realm was a practice run. It was a dry run for, everything that we worked on, and for everything that we will still accomplish together in the new series. So that's pretty much it. I mean, that's, as I said, bittersweet. I've spent a lot of time in this world. I've built a lot of cool things in this world, and I've learned a lot about building in this world. There's a lot of stuff here that I've kind of experimented with that I never did before, like the desert village, for example. I've never built in this style before, other than like one 15-minute build episode, which is kind of what inspired me to do this. That tower shape, I've never really done that before. Lots of things in the rustic village that I've never really done before. So, I mean, there's a lot of kind of lessons learned in this world, which, I'm kind of going to miss it. But I will put a world download in the description so you guys can come and check out the world for yourself. And I think that's going to do it for me, guys, because I think it's time for me to sign off. So my friends, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Leave your suggestions in the comment section down below for what we should call the new series, what we should name the new world. I'm definitely open to suggestions. It can't be Welsknight's Realm, because as I talked about, there's the whole realm confusion thing. And I'd prefer not to call it like Welsknight Plays Minecraft, because let's be honest, that's kind of boring. So, yeah. As for me, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description down below as well. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching. And for the last time from Welsknight's Realm, I'll see you in the next one.